From early May, strawberries start to appear on roadside stalls across the Tamar Valley, a delicious sign that summer is on its way. These local fruits for years have been celebrated for their fantastic taste and grown with expertise honed by family growers over generations.
The strawberry rush, as it became known, began in 1862 when local strawberry grower James Lawrie visited London, and he realised that strawberries on sale there were not only more expensive but also available several weeks later than in the Tamar Valley. A year later, he sold the first Tamar Valley strawberries to Covent Garden at 5 times the local price. For almost 100 years, the valley was the earliest strawberry growing area in the country, with the first fruit ready by about the 23rd of May. The tidal river helped reduce frost, and the steep valleys sheltered the holdings from the southwest winds. The key to the industry's success was the speed with which the railway delivered perishable fruit to the distant markets within 24 hours of being picked. The post-war years had a major impact on the area's strawberry industry. Many local stations were left unmanned, meaning that produce could no longer be dropped off at the platforms. And when Dr. Beeching closed railway lines in the 1960s, the fruit could no longer be delivered up country with such speed. However, a number of growers in the Tamar Valley are still producing strawberries, and many of them have a long family history in the industry.
I'm a market gardener from St Dominic, Sunningdale Nurseries at St Dominic. 4th generation, we grow strawberries, rear poultry for Christmas, and a few little bits of veg and cut flowers throughout the year. It's been a family business now for probably 100 years. And we've been at this site since 1962, I think. Gran's still involved, my uncle's still involved. It's a family affair. So basically, as you're looking at it now, these bags will finish fruiting in June, and then they will be taken out. Then you will have new bags come in, the water system put in, and then planted. You'll get a crop off them within 60 days. You will then cut them all back in the winter, January time. When you cut them back, you don't cut it all back. You leave it hot. It's only the outer leaves and the old trusses what the berries grow on. And then when you get to March, April time, they'll start to really grow. Then you'll have your blossom will come, then your berries will form, and then within no time you'll be picking.
As well as the strawberries themselves being a part of local history, transported down the valley to be enjoyed in Plymouth and further afield, there was another important product being transported in the opposite direction.
This is a very small museum in Saltash. It's run entirely by volunteers, and we've got a fantastic support group here. We change our exhibition every year. We have groups of children and lots of visitors from all over the world, and we do a lot of research here, which is the mainstay of what we actually do. In the Monk Star collection, we started getting young people coming in about 40 years ago, coming in with these small items that they'd found on the edge of the beach or up in the fields, and we wondered what they were. So we started to do some research into it and found that this was actually some items that were found in dock dung. So in Plymouth, they would wash the streets down every night to remove all the horse droppings, and people would turn their chamber pots out of their windows, which would also get washed down with all the debris. This was all mounted up in a great pile down on Plymouth Dock. The dung would be sold off to farmers living all along the River Tamar. These farmers counted this debris as manna from heaven, and they found that their strawberries would grow twice as quickly and twice as large with this amazing manure. When they were actually sowing the strawberries, they would find more bits and pieces and they would throw it into the hedgerows. What we're finding with the items we've got is it's telling us a story of social history. There's little broken pots with names on. There's lovely bits of china, which you can put together and see the kind of design they used to use in the Victorian times on their china. There's the small toys that children would have had that you wouldn't normally see because they'd be broken and thrown away. Everything we found has been the end of the Victorian period. Unfortunately, by about 1913, the Sanitary Authority became involved in this. Their feeling was that strawberries growing low on the ground and amongst manure that came from horses and other sites was better not to be used, and so it was actually banned. But by 1913, most farmers had moved on in the world. They grew their strawberries under glass now. They had other methods of growing their fantastic strawberries. So the manna from heaven was once forgotten.
While some market gardeners grew strawberries in open fields, others began to use glass cloches to create microclimates and protect them from the wind and the elements and to help extend the growing season. These days, things have been made easier and much more efficient to help compete with the larger scale producers.
When I was growing up as a kid, it was all out in fields, but now we've gone to this growing on tabletops because, as you can see, it's so much easier. It's not back-breaking. You can control it better. You can get fertiliser into it better, and it's just a lot easier. This year's been a really good year for growing. It's given us a bumper crop, whereas a couple of years ago we had to rip plants out because the frost had got to them and damaged the plant. This week we are picking for the Royal Cornwall Show. Big order. We've done it now the last 3 years, so this will be the 4th year, I think, where you walk around the showground and you walk past their tent and you see your strawberries there, or on the news evenings when they're at the show. It's quite a proud moment.
These days it's not so easy to find Tamar Valley strawberries in large supermarkets or retailers. But when the season comes, they're always readily available in smaller local shops, as well as traditional roadside stores. And through Tamar Valley food hubs, you can even have them delivered the same day they were picked.
Yeah! Strawberry season is our favourite time of year. It helps bring in all of our lovely customers back to the food hub to support us. So Martin from Sunningdale Nurseries has delivered his strawberries this morning. So they've all been picked into customers' boxes, which we're putting together now to go out for delivery today. So you can eat that strawberry the same day it's been picked, which is pretty unique. Our local growers really appreciate what we give them at Tamar Valley Food Hubs because we give them 85p in the pound for the selling price of all the products. So it's better than a wholesale price. Of course, a lot of people have honesty stalls where they sell their strawberries and then they can get a good price there as well. So it really helps them earn a living and support their livelihood.
Supermarkets now have strawberries in 365 days of the year. So you're competing with that. There's not the number of shops that there used to be, where the local greengrocers, there used to be 2 or 3 in each town. Now you're lucky to get 1 in the town. So you're competing with every grower for the same market. Tamar Grow Local is 100% important. I think it does a lot of good for the area and for the producers.
Strawberries grown in the Tamar Valley are very often heritage varieties. They're not the varieties that you get produced for supermarkets, which are mass-produced for yield rather than flavour.
Everyone says once they have a Tamar strawberry, you taste something from a supermarket, it's like there's no comparison. I always say to people, I said, what would you rather do? Pay £1 in the supermarket for a punnet of strawberries, you don't know where it's come from, you don't know who's picked it, you don't know what's been done to them, or pay £2 for a punnet of ours, you know exactly where it's come from, you know the history of where it's come from. I'm always open to people. I say, look, come and have a look around. There is a hell of a lot that goes into it. You don't get a day off, but I'm so keen to keep the Tamar Valley going as a growing area, to just keep going and keep producing and keep the name going.
There's nothing quite like a Tamar Valley strawberry. They really are the real deal.